obviously felons, ex-felons or whatnot. I was like, this is how you know the food good, babe. You know how much they gotta improvise when they like that? Listen.
Okay, because I've been watching the video.
I'm telling you.
I'm like, try to make no clip and you.
That's how you know the food good.
I was watching a video and they were literally talking about how they pretty much make a conduit for heat. And they were taking the fingernail clippers and what did he put through it? He put like I don't know, something he put through it and he wrapped it like saran wrap, like a piece of saran wrap to cover it, like make a cord almost.
Wow.
And then I was like, I just feel like this is incriminating. I'm not going to be watching this. Like, you won't get us in trouble.
But the same thing with meals. They have to be really creative to create a good meal in there. So, like, they be some of the best cooks.
Where? At mom and pop shops?
In the penal system.
Oh.
But that's who
That
the cooks that were in the restaurant that I went to, and she would eat there. She was like, "I'm not eating here. She was like, "I'm not eating here. Do you not see these people?" And I was like, "Yes, that's how I know the food is going to be delicious because I see them,
and they see me, and we see them.
Right?
All right.
Listen,
those ones gonna say, "Don't be there."
Listen, that food was so good. I got a piece of coconut cake. Oh my God.
You make me want to go to Atlanta.
Listen.
Right. It's like, road trip to Atlanta, go eat.
Listen,
I get some coconut cake.
It was so good. Oh my God.
Literally. All right. Hello, loved ones. How y'all doing? As you can see, I'm not by myself today. The live stream is finally here, and I got some wonderful ladies here to talk about the topic that y'all been asking for about the importance of friendships between women. Hello. We have wonderful women here. So I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to introduce themselves, and then we're going to get into these questions because the girls been going crazy in the comments on TikTok, and we're here to talk about it. All right, this is going to be the first session of our live stream series about the importance of friendships, and we're going to be getting to all of the topics and things that y'all have been inquiring about. So I'm going to start here with my girl, Shanita.
Hello. I'm Shanita, lovingly known as Nita D. I'm a photographer and Reiki energy healer.
Yes. And here we have Kaniq.
Hello, my name is Kaniq. I am owner and operator of Kneaded Massage and Need That Sports. One of the biggest massage therapists here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Look out for my clinic opening up soon, Need That Sports. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Kneaded Massage, KNEADED Massage.
Yes, and I'm going to be linking all of their information in the description box of this live stream series so that if you're interested in any of their services, you know exactly how to contact them and where to get it. Next, we have my homegirl, Landy.
Yes. Hello. So my name is Landy Swain. I am many things, but what I do for a living is I am a realtor out in the RDU and surrounding areas. But I also see myself as a liberator, as a humanitarian, philanthropist, and a number of other things. So.
Yes, ma'am. And yes, ladies and gents. And finally, we have Miss FreeThePoet.
Hey, y'all. I'm FreeThePoet. My first name is Shanita. So I am an executive admin by day. I also do admin work on the side, guys. But I also podcast. The podcast I'm a part of, I'm a co-host on, is called The Cool Spot with the K. And so, yeah, tune in.
All right. So now that we got all the introductions out the way, I do want to play one of my favorite games, which is Black Culture Trivia. This game was made by one of my homegirls based out of Pittsburgh, PA, and it tends to get the wheels turning. Okay, so I'm going to ask y'all a few questions.
Okay.
I'm going to have to put these down here so y'all can't see the answers.
Okay.
Can't see the answers. All right, so first question is, who's also in the Proud Family? Like, is there the Proud Family? Have y'all seen the Proud Family?
Yes.
Okay, can you name the Gross Sisters? Ooh. Y'all can't name one of the Gross Sisters? No?
I can tell you what they all look like, but I don't know.
Okay, so I wanted to do some of the questions that were based around like femininity and sisterhood. So this first question is, name the Gross Sisters. Excuse me. The Gross Sisters' names are Nubia, Gina, and Ole Gross. So for all of y'all who don't know, Yeah.
Newbie,
Yeah.
Yes.
But she was a ringleader, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a mean.
She did with a strong name, Newbie. Okay.
Okay, my next question is, who was the first Black woman millionaire? And out of Lisa Price, Beyonce, Oprah, and Madam C.J. Walker.
Madam C.J. Walker.
Period. Black History Month. There we go. Madam C.J. Walker is the answer. And then we have a geography question here.
Okay.
Where it's about, a woman.
Okay.
God rest her soul. Where was Breonna Taylor from? Ferguson, Missouri, Louisville, Kentucky, Sanford, Florida, or Grand Rapids, Michigan?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Grand Rapids,
What?
Michigan.
Shoot. I knew it wasn't Ferguson though. That was Mike.
Yep. All right, and then my final question, I'm gonna save for the end. I'm gonna save my final question for the end. All right, let's get into these questions, ladies.
Let's do it.
So our topic today is going to be the importance of friendships between women.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so first I want to ask y'all. What's wrong with that?
You do it.
Oh yeah, it's the what's it called? The battery life. Yeah, just what is that? I don't know if it's gonna read it.
Sorry, guys. I didn't get it.
Haha. Ooh. That should be all right. Okay. Listen, if y'all tuning in on here and it's cut off, go to YouTube, okay? Because everything's working over here. So the first question that I have for all of you ladies, how long was your longest friendship with another woman?
I'll go. So I'm turning 35 this year, so 32 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, I was not expecting
Shout out to
that.
Crystal.
I was not
Since we were
expecting
in
that.
preschool, since we were in Lafayette Academy.
Wow, how did y'all maintain that friendship? Were y'all
We've had some, the longest we've ever been for 6 months.
Yeah.
We were in like 9th grade.
Yeah.
But we go through seasons, like we've gone through seasons where we don't speak as frequently, but as soon as we call each other, it's almost like nothing has stopped. And probably after I became a parent and no one else in our friend group was a parent, no one really understood what I went through. So when I went away and kind of gathered mommy friends, it wasn't like I dislike you, but it's like, oh, okay, well, you're in kind of in this space.
Yeah.
And once she became a parent, it's like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. So this is the scenario.
Yeah.
And we talk probably multiple times a day.
Yeah, I love that. So y'all from the same city, so was it easy to,
So we grew up together. We went all the way through high school together, and then I went to a separate high school, and then we ended up going to college together.
Wow. That is amazing. Did y'all hear that? 32 years. Y'all out here beefing and cutting out people after a few. Hello?
Right. You gotta be able to have some conversations. Like, hey, I really ain't like that.
What is the biggest thing that you think contributed to being able to keep a friendship for that long?
One of the major things were our parents were involved. Like, because we're family, they would never let us go too far. So the one time we didn't talk for 6 months, unfortunately it took her grandma passing, and I was just like, I'm sorry to hear grandma passed. And then it was just like we started establishing that friendship. Plus we were young. Yeah. But really not allowing anything to stand in the way of anything. Like, little kids, you like, I like this boy, now we beefing. Come on, y'all. We too grown to do that as grown women. Right. And so really always keeping that open line of communication. And as we grow, apologizing to each other, the times that we did talk out of turn, that, you know what, like I was probably really wrong, I was horrible back then. And then really respecting somebody for where they are and understanding it. And not taking everything overly personal. Yeah, I love that. Personal, not personal. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Communicating and not taking things personal. That's a word right there. Because half the time it ain't you. It's what that person is going through internally. And they can only see it from their perspective. Perspective. Wow. What about y'all?
I'm about to be 42 in May. So I guess my longest friendship it's about equal for about 30, 31 years.
Dang. What am I? Now I
about it, you start to learn each other. I mean, yourself more. You start to study different aspects of yourself. So, you know, you and I were heavily into astrology, and so you know, my sun sign is in Taurus, and my rising is in Scorpio. So I'm selective about who I allow inside.
Yeah.
You know, my personal close space, even though I do build with just about everybody. I build with many, I exchange energy with many people, but who I allow inside my personal space is very selective. And so those people remain there for
That
you know?
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. I really love that. Dang. I need to step my friendship cookies up. Y'all.
So
But you know, of course, as you grow, you know, things change. Like for instance, you know, as far as my spiritual journey, it started intensely maybe about 10 years ago, and so that created probably the hugest gap between us. But you know, there was never any beefs. It's just, you know, our journeys are different. And I was in, you know, different space. And so, but like Free said, whenever we reconnect, it's as if, you know, nothing ever, you know, it's all love. It's, you know, everything's the same. You know, just in different spaces in our lives.
Yeah, that's dope. And that's something to say about that. Yeah, because all y'all really was in the comments like, oh, I can't be friends with nobody. Like, hello, proof is in the pudding, sweetheart. What about you?
So I am 32, and my longest friendship has been with someone since I was in 4th grade.
What was I doing?
Well, you know what you did. You said before that you moved.
You traveled, then you
I moved.
And so that is a big
hard to
thing
establish.
to keep establishing. Like we were kind of in the same area until we were
Right.
older. And then too, if you're from this area, this is a slower area. You were from city. So y'all shaking back different. Y'all been riding buses and trains at 8 years old by yourself. We over here outside. Our neighbor yelling and talking at us.
We riding the bikes together, like it's a whole different dynamic.
And think this technology age has only been the past decade or so.
Yeah.
And so, you know, now Facebook and other social media sources make it easier for you
To rekindle and to
reconnect with other people. But like she was saying, when you're there, you're riding bikes, you're hanging out.
It's real, baby.
Right, we ain't have cell phones.
We have
so when you were moving, like if somebody didn't know somebody else,
you
or your
ain't know
family
they was
member,
at home.
you know, I had one friend that moved away.
Y'all scrapping together. Listen.
I love that. That's beautiful. I did have one. I have one friend that I've had since like preschool. It's a dude though. It's not a girl.
But I think that's okay too. I think it's the society that makes it feel that you can't have platonic friendships with the opposite sex.
Right.
Yeah.
Every friendship, even though you have different gender, isn't based upon your private life.
Yeah, I agree. Cause that's my homie. What about you, Anita?
For me, I'm 31 and I've had a friend since 4th grade as well. Shout out to Michelle, Lincoln Heights Elementary. Still friends to this day. That's my sis for life.
I love that.
So,
I want to say the story of how me and my best friend. So my name is Kaniq. Her name is Taniqua. So we kind of like basically the whole story was basically went to the school. The lockers had her name on it. My mom's like, "That's not how you spell my daughter's name." And the teacher's like, "No, there's an actual girl in this class named Taniqua." So I'm like trying to find who's Taniqua, you know. And then me and her, we met like we almost have the same names. So it's funny, we actually grew up like actually calling each other sisters. Like we were like, yeah, we have different moms. Because everybody knew like we had different moms. But it's like we have different moms. It's like, so y'all had the same dad? We're like, And she was the only friend so I'm an only child. She has sisters, but my parents let her go like everywhere with us. So like,
love
to
that.
this day, like if I do anything, I make sure I try to include her.
Mhm.
So she's definitely my we're like yin and
Yin
yang.
and
And
yang.
it's only because our names were the same.
I love that.
But
so
don't.
much.
But that's the important thing of just being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
If you weren't at that locker, you wouldn't have realized that, and you wouldn't have went and searched for her.
Right, exactly. I mean, we were in the same class, so it would have
Eventually been like, what's her
yeah,
name?
yeah. We're like,
I don't even like that. Are you copying
Did
me?
she say Kaniq? Right. Yeah. So it's just like, yeah, but we were just like, now it's Kaniq and Taniqua. So
Aww.
Oh, that is so cute. Oh, it's so inspiring. Okay, I'm gonna ask that question because we're on a good path here.
Ooh. Throw a little salt in there.
Spicy.
A little spicy.
Okay, so I want to ask you.
Mhm.
Well, I feel like most of you will say yes. About, do you think that women can have healthy friendships? And obviously, you
Mhm.
can because you've had them.
there won't be like, it's not always rainbows and sunshines though with friendships. We're gonna bicker, we're gonna have different opinions on things, but because like the dynamic of the friendship is so strong,
Mhm,
it
the
doesn't break
foundation.
it down, right? So,
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So let me ask a follow-up question. Do you think it's important to have friendships with other women?
Absolutely. Because if you don't, I feel like it eventually shows a reflection of yourself. If you cannot get along with another woman, there's something going on.
Right.
Whether it's something that's unhealed, untalked about, you got to uncover it. Because there should at least be one other person you can get along with to be like, oh, there's some type of friendship. A lot of people have trust issues. But again, it has to be, even if it's your cousin. Okay? Because you got some people that, those are your cousin friends, your cousin sisters, and that's okay. But it has to be somebody.
You can't
Trust issues and insecurity. Insecurity.
Yeah, it's not insecurity.
Right. If you can't trust,
they're not looking at you funny, like, I can't trust you.
Like, what is it?
Or people be like, oh, it's only my child. That's the only person I trust. But if you're raising them like you, something to think about.
But you know what I'm saying? Just what you just said is a reflection of you. Like the more you trust yourself, the more you'll be able to find trust in other women because you'll be able to use proper discernment and determine who is okay for you to trust, you know, and who is not.
I'm reading the room before I say, hey.
You know,
I'm a little pause.
I'm a speak no matter what. But you know, again, you know, just
Okay. So how do you know a person is a friend? Like categorizing between, you know, this is somebody that I'm cool with, this is an associate, this is my friend. You know what I'm saying? How do you? Because I just learned that somebody called me an associate a couple months ago, and I was like,
you were offended.
Yeah.
Well, what have you done for them? What have you done for them?
And so when I realized it, I was like, well, she got a point.
It definitely depends on your connection with the individual. For me, an associate is somebody that maybe I only get with to network or to come together with, you know, with this common goal. But a friend is the individuals that I don't mind confiding in, or the friends that the people that I don't mind sharing personal things with, because I'm a very private person, you know. And so when I get to sharing personal things about myself, that means that I have a certain amount of respect for your opinion. One, I have a certain level of trust in you with the information that I'm about to share with you. You know, so it's and that I'm not going to be judged for, you know,
what I'm saying,
whatever I'm saying, because you know we all got crap with us. We all got flaws, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm not about to be judged for even my maybe a flaw or something that I did or said wrong, you know, or made a mistake about, right? So I think, you know, it's important to me, a friend, the people that you connect with on a genuine level, you know, I let people be who they are. You know what I'm saying? Unless it morally conflicts with me, then it becomes a problem, right? And if I have these issues that continue to morally conflict with me, then yes, I have to cut you out of that circle. But, you know, and kind of put put those walls up to keep you maybe at an arm's length. But I'm not going to say just completely cut them off, because, you know, you never know what you may be able to bring to someone else's life, how many you may be able to impact somebody else's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think your level of comfortability with the individual, with their energy, with this, you know, with communication, with like you and I have conversations, and no matter what, you speak what's on your mind. You say however you feel, and I trust that whatever.
I love that, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever I trust that whatever you're telling me is not going to be based on out of a jealous space, out of any kind of negative energy. I know that whenever you give me your perspective is genuine, it's coming from your spirit, it's coming from your heart, and it's coming out of love, even if it's tough love, right? Because tough love is still love,
exactly.
but it still feels like love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
that's a big one.
Absolutely.
It still feels like love.
Yeah.
I think it's levels to it. So we start off as associates. So everybody starts off as getting to know each other, and then under circumstance we work ourselves up to a different position in people's lives.
That's
like
right.
me and Shanita have known each other for so long, but I could comfortably say we're associates, right?
Yeah.
And not friends, because we never worked ourselves up to being what friends are to each other. But every time we see each other, it's love. It's always love. Business, relationship, personal relationship. But at the end of the day, we're associates because we haven't worked ourselves up to like a family type level. Like I can call Shanita up, like, hey, and just start spilling out my stuff. I can't do that. She's my associate. So it's like it's a level of a certain thing, like. Even to us extent, like this is our first time actually interacting with each other, but we've always talked like on Facebook, and because we have a massage type of thing, it's like we connect with each other. But at the end of the day, I'm not calling you my friend because you're a massage therapist. So it's just like I think it's just levels to how we build ourselves up in people's lives. And if you want that title, then you'll do more than to get there. So
I think that oftentimes with people who say that, they got burnt by a friend, I think it was because they put themselves in a wrong category, where they put that person in a different category than that person had them in. Because I know that's been like a situation of mine. I'm like, oh, that was my girl. She's like, girl, no, you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like you really got to know like the levels. And
I think it's personality based too. Because I will say, I'm a person, I'd be like, oh, that's my friend.
Yeah.
We have very alike personalities, like very bubbly, very open. We step in the room, we like, hey, everybody. And just being in the poetry community, there was a lot of people that I would have stated were friends that really were that associate, or we network and we build together. And so that realistic conversation with self, like, again, what has been done to make it more than just a friendship or more than we work well together? Because just because we work well together doesn't make us friends.
Right.
So what's the vested interest? And if something goes awry, or if we don't do this one thing, do we still talk? And if we don't, then okay, you let me know that this is where we stand. And also, a lot of times people trust easily. Like some people say, oh, you gotta earn my trust. Well, I'm probably one of the people that I'm like, nah, you just got my trust. What's up?
Yeah.
Because I don't think like I'm a good person. So I'm like, this person would mess me over. Like, why would you do that? Like, that doesn't make common sense.
It doesn't.
But kind of gate and like get right. You're just right, exactly.
I'm a good person, so everybody else is good.
Yes.
All my friends was like, why they?
My friends get on that.
Literally,
My
this
little
way.
ting-ting.
I see the good in everybody.
See, I'm gonna learn the hard way.
Right.
But I want to see the good in everybody. But the reality of it is that I know that everybody doesn't reside in that space. So, which is why I'm also, I have to say I had motivation when I was younger too. So I learned very young that people that should be there for you,
Always.
yeah, they can be your worst enemy.
Absolutely.
And so, which made me be more selective about the individuals that I allow in my personal space,
I feel like when you get pregnant, this is like the one time you see who your friends
Ooh.
Yeah.
You be over here like
When you
when you can't maneuver the way they want you to maneuver.
Yeah.
When you can't go to every event. When you can't.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta gotta go home.
Yeah, or
I
like,
can't do
it's like
this.
I'm a brand new parent. Like, let me parent.
Right.
Like, let me enjoy this.
It's
Like, you
y'all
want me to
wanna
go
come
back
over
out
and
to
help
the
me?
club?
Right.
We can sleep over with the baby.
Yeah,
Like,
back in 2 weeks. Like, I just want to chill at
Mhm.
the house, you know? Like,
And even on the other end of that, because I've been on the other end of that, and like for instance, one of my childhood best friends growing up, and I know, and I've been meaning to have this conversation with her because I know she felt like I abandoned her, you know, because that's what happened as we graduated. I've seen years she was pregnant, and she had a baby, you know what I'm saying, and so. But I have a huge family, and it was like, so it was a big transition for both of us. Like I was trying to find my way in life, and she was becoming a mother, you know, and it was like, you know, I'm sure in her perspective, the way she viewed it then was like I abandoned her.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that. It was I was trying to find my way
Right.
and figure out what it is that I'm gonna do with myself and how I'm gonna, you know.
That's a perspective right
Yeah.
there.
You have to
move on
allow
my
grace.
journey.
Yeah.
Grace and friendships, because sometimes people go through their journeys and whatever that consists of. Like for instance, I had a very sick parent, and so at the age of 23, I became a mom and a primary caregiver. So I won't go nowhere.
Right.
Like neither me and my mom had to be at the house to help with my father, and so a lot of the trips they took, I can't do that.
Right.
Like I didn't start doing that till my 30s.
Right.
And so sometimes people will take it personal.
Mm-hmm.
And it even had to come down because I'm so cupcakes and rainbows. Like I never was like, well, you don't come to my house and see me and the baby. I was like, okay, girl, I'll be there in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, like somebody else had to put it in perspective, but why are you always running for someone else? But sometimes it even can go into like whatever your love language is, right? Like I love being supportive. So however I can, showing up, doing all that stuff, like I'm there.
Yeah.
But as we get older, we have to categorize, right? And we have to say, okay, well, we might have been friends, and sometimes that friendship will just fizzle on its own, and that's okay too. And that time frame that you needed, it was there. I've had a friend for 10 years, and then we literally grew apart. They were someone that didn't like their friends having a lot of friends, and I'm that friend with 35 friends. And it's just, you know, when you get married, you can't have 18 bridesmaids out there for shit. I guarantee you will be alone. For real. Because I'm just like, I just don't let those friendships go. Like again, you might tell your seasons where you might not talk as much and this, but the basis of the friendship is there and it's strong. And if you need me, I'm there.
Right.
Knowing the roles of your friends as well. Like I had to, each one of my 5 friends that I have, because I can count my friends on.
Yes, 5 strong.
I know like what I can talk to them about. I know like where we can go out together, who I can piece together,
who don't click well together.
Right, exactly. So it's just like, and I also have to voice to them to tell them the same thing. Know what type of friend I am for you. Like, no, I'm the friend. Like, no, I don't want to be around this person and this person. And no, I'm the friend that any family gathering, whatever it is, I'm gonna be there. So like,
because I'm family.
Right, just know what type of friend, like, and know how to categorize your friends, and then you won't be mad at them. Like that's literally why I stopped being mad at my friends for like not doing things I wanted them to do, because I'm like, they're not even you. Yeah, this is not this type of person, or I can't bring you with her, and like just so. I would just say
something that one of my good friends told me. She was like, you know, you have to understand how much weight the bridge can carry when it comes to friendships.
Can we write that down? So weight the bridge,
pretty much saying like next point. Like there are certain friends that you can confide in about certain things. There's certain people who understand who you can talk to about relationships. Because you had this type of experience. Who you can talk to about family issues. People that you can talk to about your mental health issues that you may be having here and there, or business, or just all those different types of things. And people who have had certain life experiences that you can relate to, but you can't tell every single friend that you have the same type of stuff.
That's true. Absolutely.
Not everybody can give sound advice on that. That you know, everybody's healing from something.
I had to learn that.
But you know, there are some people that you can depend on for certain things, like you were saying, you know, going out, you know, and partying, and you know, some people, if you want to stay in the house, or if you know need to vent, like, girl, look what you're doing. Do you have time? Can I
pull up to the house?
Right.
You know, right outside,
right? You know. So
Yeah.
that is absolutely important to know who can be there in what capacity, and who you can be to other people, because you're not even the same type of friend to everybody that you have.
Yes.
So
And not being overwhelmed by who they show you that they are.
That's right.
Just accepting that, like, okay, you're this friend or this or that, and that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all love still.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You know.
Yeah.
And see me, like, you know, I don't have like a jealous personality,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, and because one,
You're
I'm
not allowed
the,
to do that. Too many friends.
and see, I'm the type of person, like Free said, like I said, there's in my personal space, there's only, you know, a few people that get to be there. But I do build a network because I feel like as women, one, we have to.
Mm-hmm.
We are the first teachers, the first nurturers, the first healers. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that we have to. We should be connecting and networking and you know, coaching each other, you know,
Absolutely.
and whomever else we're able to do that and be that for. And so for that, I'm always going to be connected
Yeah.
to a lot of people. And I am connected. I do connect and I network and with a lot of people. And that's also a part of my own development. That's how I grow most. That's how I evolve most, by exchanging energy with, you know, different people, getting different perspectives on life, you know, coming from all types of backgrounds and ideologies and, you know, religious, spiritual ways of life. And so I'm not like a jealous type of person. So that's kind of, but I've had friendships that, you know, the friend were, they like, okay, you doing this with, okay, you know, and it's like, I don't.
You feel seen, like,
Not talking about this. You have never ever said anything about me. Not about anybody else. But yeah, so I don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? And so like I know different people are going to bring out different sides of you and help you, you know, open up to different perspectives, embrace more of yourself. Yeah. So I'm all for that, you know. Just as long as we have our space and our relationship, as long as, you know, that part works. So I don't get, you know, certain things that I don't get, but growing up, both my childhood best friends were Scorpios. So.
I think because I'm an only child, I get jealous because I be like,
I
do everything right.
Seriously, I be like, hold on.
My friends, I be seeing. One day I hit my good friend up, like she was out at the club with her friends. Mind you, I don't go to the club, right? But I hear her like, "You don't ever hide me up, like you do."
Why you never?
But she's like, "Girl, you don't even go to the club." It was just that one time.
Called, what you just did.
No. Not down.
Don't do that no more. Bye.
But it's all love, so like, you know, just I'm an only child.
Yeah.
It's a part of me.
I'm the same way, and I ain't on. Okay, so I feel like we touched on this a little bit as far as like categorizing friendships. So when you are developing new friendships, how do you set healthy boundaries with those friends? Or even, you know, with older friendships that you have, how do you establish healthy boundaries so that things don't, you know, get crazy?
I'll let Jesus do it.
No, seriously.
I'm not lying. Like,
Jesus.
I'm like, the Lord said you let him, right? But realistically, I probably could do better at, you know, being like, hey, this is my hard stop. I'm the person, I'm putting everything on my calendar. I'm like, you want me to be here 10 different people? I'm gonna be there in the same day. I'm tired by the time I get there, but I'm gonna do it. But I've had to just allow things to naturally flow. So some relationships ebb and flow, and I just don't try to pick them back up because I know the foundation is there. I love you regardless, and when we need each other, we'll talk. Or we're like, you know what, I haven't talked to you in this and this and this. Like my mommy friends, I talk to them every single day. Oh, they know. They're like, we're going through a depression. We something going on. You a little off. Like we ain't talk to you. Don't make us use our house key, okay? Because we're gonna be there when you get off.
Yeah.
But I I think if when you allow them to naturally ebb and flow. Now, granted, some things require conversation. They do. But I think as long as you're in a good point, if you're not in a bad place, then I think it's fine to allow it to ebb and flow on its own. If it's a bad place or somebody's bringing it up, like, hey, what's going on? Maybe I just got a lot going on in life right now, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But if it requires a conversation, then we can talk about it. But I just allow Jesus to do it. I'm like, Lord, you say you have my light. Wait, Lord, I don't even want to do it. I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes stuff like that it takes too much energy to actually deal with. So letting Jesus just take the wheel.
See?
Hey, look, Jesus be taking too long sometimes.
I gotta step in.
But see, I think me and you are both as patient to let that kind of just spiral out, like whatever.
So,
like
I think it has everything to do with you knowing yourself. Right?
No, he should go. I feel offended.
I'll never forget the first time like Landy checked me and I was like,
Yeah. It has everything to do with you knowing yourself and me knowing myself. Listen, y'all. Sun and Taurus, rising Scorpio, Moon and Leo. So I'm very emotional. I'm very passionate. But on the other end of the stick, when I'm red, I'm red. And so I know that. I know my temper when I'm there is gonna go bad. So for me, it's about communication, knowing myself. And I know if something's bothering me, if I don't address it, it's going to come out in the wrong way. And so it requires me to be open. It requires me to have to be open to share whatever I'm experiencing, what I'm feeling, or whatever, to allow you an opportunity to address that. So if I was wrong, or if my perspective about it was wrong, we can deal with that right away. But if not, you know how I feel about this thing. And if it happens again, then I know that it's just you have a lack of respect for me.
Yeah.
Or you have, this is something greater. It lets me know that, okay, I can't trust you, or you, like I said, you have a lack of respect for me and where I am. So to me, it's putting it out there and making these kind of upfront agreements right now. Like, look, all right, we're gonna talk about this thing. And I need you to know that this is how it made me feel. Right?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give you an opportunity to explain yourself. Okay.
Lady go ahead.
Before we go any further. Okay. Listen,
I think astrology wise, if we talk about what our signs are, I'm a Sagittarius, so I don't give.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, but if it's something I did, it will eat my conscience to where it's like I have to reach out to whoever I feel like I hurt or whatever. So like at the end of the day, whatever we had going on, I don't care. But if it was something that I did, I'm first of all old enough and woman enough to I can understand that and I can see that and I can own up to it and reach back out to wherever I need to go. But I think like a lot of people are like, your sign doesn't have nothing to do with your personality. In a sense, I feel like it really does. Like I know a lot of Sagittarius who are the same exact way. Like I'm friends with a lot of Sagittarius, and I feel like I'm one of the same ones. I'm one of the same ones. I feel like because they're crazy.
Y'all be crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy in your own way, right? But I just think that we just have to pick that part from ourselves. Like I don't do something because somebody else was doing it or did it or will do it. Like it's because I feel like this is the right thing for me to do.
Absolutely.
I love that. Yeah, because
I'm
I'm a Cancer, so
Cancer.
Oh,
yeah.
Booty cat.
And I'm a number over here, guys. Okay, I'm a cuss. I'm a Virgo and Libra. December 22nd.
That is so interesting because I'll tell you off camera.
Okay,
So,
talk about it.
my mama's a Libra, my daughter's a Virgo. So
Really?
Yeah.
Aww.
Because if I speak on Virgos on camera, they will come for me. So
And they will.
Mommy. A little touch.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Girl. Okay. So I think my last question is going to be, why do y'all think that women struggle with making friends in today's day and age? Why is it so hard for women to quote unquote make friends?
Because people don't want to, like, I want you to have the same opinion as me. I don't want you to think differently than me. I don't want you to have a different opinion than me. Like, whatever I said,
like
that's what I want you. I want you to agree with. Like, I feel like that's why, or like, because we're friends, you have to do this and this and this with me, for me, like stuff like that. And I don't think friendship should work like that. I think they should just be
free to
Genuine.
just free.
I think a lot of it is insecurity. Insecure. You know, a lot of
not knowing themselves.
Yeah, not knowing all of it, from not knowing themselves and being insecure with who they are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of sometimes, you know, growing up, you have these, you know, little relationships, and your boyfriend cheated on you with a girl that looked like this. So now every girl that got these features, you like.
Not snarling at the radio.
And so no, but I think a lot of it is insecurities, you know. And so again, that goes back to you knowing yourself and learning yourself and being comfortable with who and what you are. And that makes it easier for you to accept other women for who they are and embrace their differences and appreciate them. You know, I appreciate when I have a conversation with you, because you and I, we have similarities, but we have a whole lot of differences. Yeah. So we think differently. So we always give each other a different perspective to view things from. Right. And so I'm a natural person of self-reflection. And so, you know, whatever you give me, I'm always going to sit back and think on that. And you know, once I realize it applies, because that Sun and Taurus is stubborn, y'all. Listen, but once I realize that it applies, now I have a responsibility to hold myself accountable to do something about it, right? And so I think that's another piece. Women don't want to hold themselves accountable.
I don't think women really want friends. The women, not y'all, but the women who complain about not being able to find friends, I don't think they really want them.
I think they aren't a friend themselves. They probably don't have qualities of friends.
Or sometimes I think they've been burnt. And so now instantaneously, as soon as you moved and this like this person did, not realizing like I don't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And or I think a lot of times you find they have unhealthy relationships with their parents. And so because of that, they have an embedded distrust in people. So as soon as you did this or you said that, now I'm triggered. They're not aware of their triggers to realize I'm acting from a place of being triggered.
Yeah. And you know, and a lot of it is you attract the energy you emit.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So always. And so, you know, when you're not a good friend yourself, you may be attracting and dealing with other females who aren't.
Exactly.
And so, you know, that's what you know, like I said, you always attract the energy you emit. Like people should look into universal law and laws and see that it applies. Like it applies to everything. And when you look into them, you'll be able to see those places. And when you work on yourself, you see that everything around you automatically adjusts. You start to attract people that, you know, are in that alike energetic space for where the person you've grown to, you know, in a way, you know, that you've grown away from. And so, and the people that you need to have around you as well. The type of people that you need.
Everybody around me, boss.
Okay.
You ain't a boss? Oh. You working toward being a boss? Oh, okay.
I think too, it comes down into
That was me talking.
Some friendships can't be transactional.
I ain't looking like I ain't cool with her. So
she was like, no, cool. I got my friends.
I'm cool with my friends. Like if I meet any other people, it's business relationships now at this point. Like let's get this money together.
That's what my friends tell me. They be like, don't make them a friend when you leave the house today. You got enough, you ain't got no time for us, don't do it.
But are transactional friendships actual friendships?
I
think they can
make that establishment.
I think they can begin. You can do business with someone and it go from business and it grows into a blossoming friendship, and you still have your business connection, because at certain points in time you're able to cut this off. Like, hey, we ain't talking as friends right now. You want to put your hat on? Let's switch over.
Yeah, my cousin did that to me.
I do
the other
that.
day, and I was
Uh-huh.
like,
I do that. with some
It hurts. Like when somebody tell you about yourself, like even with podcasting, when Lamoy said I'm over here like, hold up. I was like, but we family. Like we was just on FaceTime, like legitimately like family conversation, and just be like, all right, I'm free. I feel like,
Because business comes before the friendship.
Absolutely.
So you have to establish that in the beginning. Like, look, we gonna be business friends,
Mhm.
or like we gonna be when it's business.
Everybody
business,
can't do both
when
lanes.
we off the clock. When we off the
Mhm.
clock, like
that
it
makes
gotta be
sense.
like
Those clear lines. But all of this is all communication based.
right.
And so what a lot of times happens, women, because we like to talk a lot of times, we automatically assume we're great communicators.
Mm.
And it's not until somebody reads you a time or two and you don't really sat and pondered on it, that you're like, oh, I'm shit. I'm not even efficient. And it takes those moments. So a lot of times, I think some of these women do truly want friendships, but they don't realize they don't know how to communicate. Or they're talking to somebody and they talk crazy, and that person like, you ain't even been around here long enough to have this type of episode to understand where you're coming from. You know what? I can do without this.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, or they might try to put too much on
I can
somebody.
do without
I can
this.
do without this. Like, come on, let it go. Push that right back to you. And so I think that they haven't learned how to navigate with communicating and starting to use their discernment to realize, this is not somewhere I should be, or this is not a friendship I should have. And sometimes people get so stuck in where they are, not realizing that friendships can form with somebody somewhere totally different. You don't always have to be in person to establish a friendship. And I think that that's where a lot of people go wrong. They might be in a small town where I know everybody and this isn't. And try harder, try differently.
Exactly. My best friend is in Arizona, and we talk via FaceTime. I ain't seen her in years, but that's my baby. Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. I'm going to go see one of my best friends that moved to Texas. Like, I ain't seen her maybe like a year. And so I was just like, all right, well, me and our other homegirl, we hopping this flight on Wednesday.
Yeah. Why do y'all think that women struggle to make friends nowadays?
For me, I think some people are shy as well, and it kind of plays onto the point of, being burnt before.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's also, like in my experience, I've had the experience of being a great friend to people and also not been so great of a friend to people.
Okay.
And I can take time to
self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And so knowing what I've done in the past and what I've put up with, and knowing what I'm not gonna do anymore.
You're like, no boundary.
Yeah, right.
It kind of makes it a little bit difficult to open up on that level when you know somebody that you're no longer friends with knows you on a very deep level, and pretty much knows your deepest, darkest secrets. It's like, okay, how many times am I going to retell this story? I mean, I understand that there's people that come into your life for different chapters, different seasons. And I mean, I've had friends that I've had for like 5, 6, 7, even up to 11 years, who I no longer speak to. And I mean, just to go on all those points, it's, my brain went blank for a second.
You got it.
But yeah, there is a difference in opinion, and there are differences in the way that you handle things. And I think that a lot of people are afraid to have those hard conversations where you not only have to look in the mirror at what you may have contributed to that situation, or how your friend may have needed you in this capacity, and how you weren't there. You may have had your own thing going on, but had you, like you said, communicated in that moment, like, hey, sis, I'm going through something right now. I can't be there for you the way that you need. Maybe those friendships would have been a little bit different. So, I mean, it's a little challenging to get into new friendships for me. I guess just because I'm an observer. Even in this conversation, I ain't talk a whole bunch. I observe.
You over here,
listen.
Yeah, I listen. Yeah.
I pretty much I do the best that I can to read the room.
Yeah.
But as far as letting someone in, that's something that I'm still working on. I'm still healing through, and I am grateful for my my friends who I've had for years, who I'm still cool with, who I can talk to about anything and everything. But as far as opening up, like, we have to be able to go through something together, whether it be some type of life experience, whether we have a hard conversation, we make it through, or, just whatever it may be. It takes a lot for me to consider somebody to be like a friend or a sis.
Yeah, I get that.
Ooh.
But I was gonna say, you touched on something, that mirror. Like, everybody's not okay with the mirror. You know what I'm saying? People's reflections. Some people's reflections are hideous, and they don't want to see themselves. So it can be difficult with looking in the mirror. It's easy for me to look at your face and say, Free, you got a crumb right there. You ain't really got a crumb right there. But you got a crumb right there, right? Because I'm looking at you. But if I'm not looking, I probably got a slew of crumbs around my face. You know?
Right.
And but you know, a lot of that's a big thing. A lot of people don't want to deal with themselves, or you know, haven't even acknowledged that they got ish with themselves. I'll tell you real quick, I know we all got ish, you know. I got ish with me, so I'm
people to
grateful.
admit it.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the people that, you know, embrace me for who I, you know, but I'm always gonna be me though. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm always gonna be me. So that's another thing, like people being genuine of who they are, you know. So
question. So with that being stated, what's the last new friendship everybody had? Since we're talking
The
about
last
friendship.
new friendship? Let me think. Today's January 2023. Who's a friend that I actually? Well, I guess I made some. No, that's not a friendship.
Not yet. So what's your question?
Associate.
But I think even like when we think about like when you say somebody's not your friend, it feels offensive at first. Like, why would they be my friend?
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, wait.
Yeah.
Like you said, because we ain't been through enough yet. So it's
Yeah.
like stages.
But it's not. But people don't really.
what about the friends that you thought were friends?
They
and then you
don't.
find out that they not
That's when
your
your parents
friend.
be like, that ain't your little friend.
I wish my parents would told me that when I was younger, because I got a whole bunch of little friends that were my little friends.
still.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you know,
I consider us friends. We became friends last summer,
I'm talking
Okay.
about.
randomly off of Facebook. So, and
Your Facebook friends be hitting, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We linked up off Facebook last summer.
Those are some of the great relationships.
Yeah.
Those become some of the also the, you know, I connected with a lot of guys on Facebook that we have become great friends. And I think it's dope. I think it's necessary. Like we have to learn how to become, especially with the
No, it recorded on my. Hey y'all.
Hey, y'all.
It recorded on my business page, and so when I was doing, this is my first time doing live, and so I tried to sync it to my personal page because that's where all of my people are. But I'm doing the live stream on my business page, and so it didn't sync to my.
Oh, so
personal
you have to
page.
share it over.
Yeah.
Aww.
uh-oh.
It's okay. Yeah, they'll catch the replay.
Okay.
And then I'll figure it out next time. But yeah, go catch it on YouTube. You know, figuring things out.
I think it's important for women and men to establish friendships, genuine friendships.
Safe places.
No sex, no anything else. Just learn how to genuinely love each other. Without the extra pieces. Not to say if it goes that way after a great friendship is established, then beautiful, right? But
I feel like I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
I see the same way.
I can't. No. Not me.
Oh yeah, you're married, so
No. It's like I have guy friends who I've been friends with for years. But if I was to just pop up out of nowhere with a new friend,
Yeah, I feel like if you're in a relationship,
that's different. I'm single, you know.
yeah,
I'm single.
obviously sex friendships made before your relationship are okay, but
Yeah.
after little like
A little shifty.
yeah, especially if y'all
where did he come from?
right,
No.
yeah.
You're right.
But
I don't know if
You don't want your guy side eye like, do you like my girl?
Yeah, like,
that type of thing. Unless it's his friend, like even still then,
Yeah, not
like
even.
my guy, I'm like,
Absolutely not.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I don't
I
even
know.
what's your friend's number in my phone. Like I
Oh,
don't
I
like type of
apologize.
stuff like that.
I feel like who and what I am, that's part of what I'm here on this planet for. So it's always going to be a thing, you know. I'm always going to build with people opposite sex, same sex, and whoever I'm with is just going to have to.
Yeah, I feel like your
understand.
position, like you said, I feel like you're like a great leader, like heavy
Thank you.
influencer
Thank
type of person. Like I can hear it in your voice. I feel like the dynamic for you. Dynamic for you. It's like niggas don't have to try you. Like, yeah, they just want to get the know.
That's not what it is. It's so you say. No.
It's different for me. Like I do little rugby dubbies. It's like a little fancy. Like and then we gotta I gotta cut you off. Like this.
But I didn't mean to slant the conversation. Female relationships are very important.
Thank you.
with other friendships. So let me bring it back. I
Because we
apologize.
talking about drugs.
Yes, we are.
But you know what? So another thing with a lot of females, what that I've read before, okay, when they're like
She
they
said
can't
that I
make
read
friends,
before.
that I read before, like where I've seen talking about stuff. Some of them deal with each other, and that's probably what you shouldn't do if it's gonna be your friend.
Wait.
Because-
Oh, say that again.
Because so it used to be this. So I've been dating guys for a long time, guys. Okay, anyway. But in this decade of dating guys, I have gotten guys ask all types of stuff, like like legitimately, like, do you deal with your friends? Why the hell would I deal with my
Really?
friends on that level?
That's
But
interesting.
right, so it became a thing where guys, like, I would just randomly ask, like different guys, I'm going different days, you have random questions, and they had a thing of they feel like a lot of women deal with each other in a very intimate realm. And so if there are some women that are trying to have friendships while also being intimate, that's probably a source of some of the issues too.
I done seen my friends naked, completely butt naked, took showers with them, everything.
Right, it's
The
like, I don't
other
wanna touch
stuff,
you.
We ain't never thought about.
But I could also see how that could make them feel like emasculated. Like, what you doing over there with your girlfriend? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like,
And like, I'm that friend, like,
yeah, I'm not.
everybody gonna see this, okay? We walk in the house, like,
Yeah, I
whatever.
feel like that's girl.
Honestly,
that's
though,
what it is.
Right, it's
No,
good time, like,
honestly-
whatever.
Honesty is key, though.
Mhm.
You know, honesty is key.
It's lack of boundaries. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's lack of communication and lack of boundaries. Why some people can't
Well,
keep
if y'all
and
know
flourish
you were
healthy
free, that's
relationships.
different.
Hello.
Right. Stop doing y'all time, but
You
you
gotta know.
can't feed that into like, oh, this friendship's not working. Because a lot of people like to cross boundaries, hip hop, and be like, I'm gonna do this today and this tomorrow. That don't always work.
Hip hop today, country tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now you a country hip hop.
Right.
I had a friendship, if you would call it a friendship like that, but we started off like each other. So I don't even know if it was a legitimate
Yeah, so
friendship.
that was that was I don't
Mhm.
We want each other.
yeah. It was-
Mhm. You like the interest is already there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
But my friends, hell no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
my
that's right.
friends,
Stop on your dirt, real bad. Come sit down.
Yeah.
We're gonna find you a man.
Whatever you want, we gonna find it for you. Okay?
Right. Yeah, it's still on, girl. I gotta get up and stop it. All right, so this has been a wonderful conversation. I got a lot to think about leaving this conversation about the type of friend that I am and how to
Start gonna have
categorize.
10 new friends next week.
I just want to be your best friend.
I
But she
might.
said she was my bestie. Let me think.
No, but for
Let's see if we
real,
can build.
I'll be quick.
You want to come over?
Yeah, I really do like
I got chicken wings in my
Come on. Got a little wine.
Like, I'm cuddling with my friends. I don't know. I'm different. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's good. I think that society makes it over sexualized.
Yeah.
I don't think that's good.
Yeah.
It just depends on who you are. Cause
Like
me and
being
my
in the bed with
friends,
your friends, right? Like,
Oh.
if
we ain't
you're
cuddling, but
like,
we can be that close to each
Yeah,
other.
I mean, that's like
Ask me
all
to
up under you.
That's
But
not like we scissoring. I mean,
yeah, no, like, not like that, but like,
I've been
not
to
like that. Okay. Oh, spoon it? No.
I was like, nah, it's
spoon
food.
it.
She was like, what the fuck? I was like,
Yeah, you gotta be close enough to pass me the L.
no.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
not in like we trying to be close and spoon. Like, no, like you can share space and it not be
Yeah.
sexual.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah. I'm
saying?
not talking about I'm trying to be holding.
I know, we not all each
Not
other.
what
No,
I'm
thank
talking
you.
about. No, man.
I talk about just
Platonic sister.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
together. Like,
Yeah, just
friendship.
chilling.
Yeah, just chilling.
Like, I love when my homegirls just come over and we kick it and watch a movie and
Yeah.
Right.
lay on the couch. And
Everybody got their own face on the couch. It's
yeah, like, this is sexual. You put your feet right now with my it was good.
Right. We're not playing
I love
pussy.
it.
But if you put something off, then I'm not.
Right, exactly.
Like, we not beefing like,
I love
oh, girl,
it.
get them clothes off me. It's like, oh, we need pedicures.
Yeah, I love it. I love having girlfriends. I don't know. So this has been great. I have one last question from the Black Culture Trivia. That's not the question.
Maybe that's the question.
That ain't it. Where is it
It disappeared.
at?
I thought you had it in your hands.
Excuse me. I had a card in my hand with the wrong one.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Name 4 Black queens.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
There you go.
5. Okay, but you said it ain't 4. So I'm
She's
just
keeping her
myself.
black card because that was the answer.
For real.
Yeah. So, everybody who's tuning into this live stream, we will be doing a spring session. I don't know what the topic's going to be on that one yet, but stay tuned because it's going to be coming in the community tab. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Be sure to check the comments for all of their information, to check in with them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
My glasses back on because I can't see.
I started to take mine off, but I was like, no.
I can't see nothing.
They're gonna see me up there like squinting. Why